Huawei has launched yet another smartphone in the under 35,000 rupee price segment, the Huawei Nova 3. The phone comes with 4 cameras, 2 at the front, 2 at the rear, and while Huawei already has the Honor 10 in the similar price segment, in this video we'll take a look at what the Nova 3 brings new to the table and what are its specs, features and how good are the cameras. You're watching India Today Tech, I'm Rahul Sethi, let's begin. The box we received was not a retail box, so when you buy it from the market, some things may change. I've already pulled out the box contents, and what you get with the phone is a back cover, it's a transparent cover, a pair of earphones, a fast charger and a Type-C USB cable. The peculiar thing to note here is that the earphones look very similar to what you get with the iPhone, and the charger supports quick charge and has an 18-watt output. Now let's take a look at the full specs of Huawei Nova 3. The phone has a 6.3-inch IPS LCD display with full HD plus resolution and a 19.5:9 aspect ratio. Under the hood, the phone runs the Kirin 970 chip, which is the flagship from Huawei, coupled to 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage options. At the rear, the phone has a 16 plus 24 megapixel dual camera setup with f1.8 aperture and face detection autofocus. While at the front as well, there is a dual camera setup with a 24 megapixel main sensor coupled to a 2 megapixel secondary sensor and an f2.0 aperture. The phone runs EMUI 8.2, which is based on Android 8.1 Oreo. It has face and fingerprint unlock. It's powered by a 3750 mAh battery, and you get Bluetooth 4.2 with aptX HD support. The phone also has dual SIM 4G LTE support. The Huawei Nova 3 is one beautiful looking phone. We got the blue variant of the device, but at the back you'll see the phone has a dual tone. Half of the phone has a violet purplish tinge, while the color changes when you rotate the device, and sometimes the blue would become more prominent and other times the violet or the purple color will take over. The phone not only looks pretty, it also is built solid. You'll see it has metal body and has a glass back, and the back is very smoothly fused with the metal frame, and you'll also notice the curves at the ends when you hold the device. Huawei has tried to give it a very good grip, something that you would get on metal unibody phones, but yet give it a premium look as well by putting up a glass back with beautiful dual tone. Despite being so slim, the phone manages to pack a headphone jack, which is quite nice. Beside that, you'll see there is a Type-C USB port, a single microphone and a speaker grill. At the top, you'll see there is the secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and both the volume rocker and the lock button are placed on the right and are quite tactile. They are also made out of metal. On the left, you have the SIM tray, which has 2 SIM slots. The second is a hybrid slot when you can add either SIM 2 or micro SD card. Then on the notch, you will see there are 2 cameras placed on either side of the earpiece, and between the left camera and the earpiece there is an IR sensor which will help in face recognition. On the back, you'll see there's the fingerprint scanner and dual camera setup that is slightly jutting out of the body. Overall, the design of Nova 3 is very well thought of. It's not very wide, it's narrow, and you can grip it fully in one hand, and it's easily usable with one hand as well, despite having a 6.3-inch display. And I think that is something to do with the weight as well. The phone is quite light and easily usable with one hand. There are rounded edges, and the curved corners also aid in the grip, and you don't feel any uncomfortable edges around the phone. Though having a glass back surely makes it slightly more slippery than metal unibody phones that have metal back, but then again you can add a cover and use it. Now let's take a look at the software, which is one of the major criteria you have to look for when you are buying a phone, and this is something that we have told many times with the Huawei software. The Emotion UI put on top of the Android Oreo is quite a heavy skin, though we will see in a moment if that hinders app launches and performance, but you surely find a lot of clutter on the software. You'll be regularly bugged with notifications, which is quite irritating at times, and there are a lot of apps that cannot be removed from the phone. Anyways, let's take a look at the face recognition. So it has a very Apple-like system of setting up or enrolling the face recognition. You'll see it takes a 360 view of the face before unrolling, and has very similar settings, like you can directly unlock or you'll have to slide and unlock after your face is recognized. You can also give access to app lock using the face recognition system. Now, I can't say if it is more accurate than the iPhone X's face recognition system, but it is slightly faster. In fact, it is almost as fast as other face recognition systems we have seen that don't use IR sensors and are just based out of front camera. Moreover, unlike iPhone X, it's accompanied by a fingerprint scanner, which is also quite fast. So you may use it in situations where the face unlock won't work. Now let's take a look at the cameras on the device. You get dual camera setup both at the front and the back. Now first let's take a look at the front camera. They are also backed by AI, so there are a host of features that you will get on the device. First up, you get HDR on the front camera, which greatly improves the contrast and the saturation levels and also the dynamic range. And very much like the iPhone's feature, you also get stage lighting and portrait lighting, though the feature is not very developed yet. And since you have dual cameras, there is a dedicated portrait mode as well. And what AI does here is it detects the scene and changes the lighting of the photo. So in this case, if you'll see, if I enable AI, it detects that I'm sitting in a room and changes the hue of the photo slightly. But if you closely analyze the selfies taken from the front camera on the Huawei Nova 3, you'll see that in good light, the photos come out to be good. The skin tones are nice, though there is slight softening, and sometimes it also changes the colors of the lips. But we were more interested to see how the low light performance of the phone is. And while the color and the contrast taken by the camera is decent, it's not that great, but it's not bad either. The details in the photos are missing. It doesn't appear to be taken from a 24 megapixel camera. What we like most about the Nova 3 apart from the design is its display. Despite being an IPS panel, the display has good brightness levels, and you will see that the color reproduction on the phone is quite amazing. We're running a 1080p video on YouTube, and you'll see the colors appear sharp, and the overall picture quality of the phone is very good. It appears to be a glossy panel, but the colors are quite vivid, and even the viewing angles on the phone are pretty amazing. If you need to buy this phone for something, it has to be the display, if not the design and the beautiful looks of the phone. So this is the Huawei Nova 3, guys. The phone looks quite beautiful and has great build quality, and if you compare design with latest smartphones like the OnePlus 6 and many others, it surely gives you a better looking phone. But then again, there are a few things that didn't turn out to be as expected. We expected the front camera to be quite good, both in good and bad light conditions, and we also expected the rear cameras to be quite awesome. They are good, but they are not what we expected. Let us know what you think about the phone in the comment section below. Also, if you have liked this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel to get latest videos on technology like this. Thank you for watching.